Okay, Countershaft first gear spacer. That's what this is about. At the moment, I've got what was in there, which is, I thought it was one spacer, but it turns out to be two. It's the 100 thou and the 65 thou one. And as you can easily see, this first gear here on the countershaft is quite proud of that. I'm not completely certain, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be level because they both go into the same thing, and it's not. That's proud. That's not good. I'm wondering if the pressure of it isn't what's contributed to the failing, because I've had a split in the gearbox case, which is why all this is apart. Now, if you take off the first gear on the countershaft, there's a thrust washer there. So there's one thrust washer, that's just greased in there. And when you can, oh, they come a bit loose, right. What I had done previously, because I have had this gearbox apart because it kind of fell apart the first time I took it out. I suppose those must have been squished together and looking like one washer, but they're not, they're two. They're the two official ones, 100 thou and 65 thou. You can get from 30 thou to, I think, yeah, up to 100 thou these days in packs sometimes. So that's encouraging. Individually, they're quite expensive. Now, this is obviously too thick, so I thought, oh, it's been a typical... There's been so many bodges on this bike. I think it was about 4 people's project before I got to it. So I thought, well, I'll put the fatter one on there. And I put the gear on there. And I got my little straight edge here. And I went... Where's it gone? It's really difficult doing this looking through a camera lens. Right. And it was, yes, there's a little bit of wiggle, but not much, certainly not a visible amount. So I thought, that's brilliant, and I went and put it back in, and one reason or another I had trouble putting it back in. And I got to looking at it, and I realised something strange was happening. At the moment, it's in neutral. That should spin freely. It should only, on the bottom of this gear are dogs, those sticky out bits, and they fall into the holes when the selector fork moves this one, and it all gets in gear, right? But at the moment, it's clunk, clunk. It goes up a little bit, and if you move it back to over the hole, it goes, you can feel it drop down a little bit. This one, I can see why they put the other one in there. This one is worn. It's not 100 thou anymore, it's something less. So what's happening? Again, with a crappy camera, I really don't know if you can see it. Let me just look with my eyes a minute. Yeah. If you look at that one at the top, on the right-hand thing as we're looking at it, you can see the damage. If you look at this one, I'm now putting this one at the top. Again, you can see the damage. These things, previously to this extra washer going in, were fouling on it, as you'd expect from this. And somebody did have the sense to realise that was happening. But they also, in just chucking another washer in, they raised it up. Like I say, I don't really blame them. This was, I'd say, a few people's project before it arrived at me. It came off the road in 2010. I got it in 2019. And there's 8 owners. Luckily, I've got loads to be getting on with while I'm waiting for that thing to make its way through the mail. I found a couple of places that do it. It's probably going to be hog parts again. I'll probably leave it for a while I get on with everything else, because you never know what else I'm going to need to buy. But that's what this video is about. I'll give you a quick overview. We'll look around it, just in case somebody's scratching their head and somebody sees it from a certain angle and goes, oh, that makes sense. So, yeah. And while it's fresh in my mind, countershaft washers. All right, you got a big wide one up here, quite a thin one down there. There's another one down here, but it's got 2 little tabs facing inwards, so you always know which that one is. And there's quite a wide, thick one down there. So there are 4 spaces in this. These appear to be all the right size, but that one does appear to be worn. So that's what I've got to look forward to now. I'm going to get on with the camshafts and the top end and everything like that. Cheery bye.